In the August of 2020, I, hauntformer, unveiled a short video essay entitled I'm Done with Clowns, which was a direct pointing out to retailers such as Spirit Halloween, Party City, and Home Depot as to why I, hauntformer, detest clown animatronics. Nay, the majority of clown animatronics. The video, which has garnered somewhat of a cult following here on YouTube amid the haunter community, has been used by other haunters to suggest an increase in diverse Halloween animatronics. So today, to keep things fresh and to offer a more positive light as opposed to a negative reaction of Halloween props, I'm going to be highlighting a monster that I feel has been underappreciated in the Halloween retail market. While I could very well talk about vampires and a favorite of mine, mummies, there is one particular creature that I feel like deserves more attention. Today, I will be explaining why I, hauntformer, love aliens. Aliens. I have been planning to do this video for quite some time, and it wasn't until I took a little sneaky at the Distortions 2023 lineup when I decided that this video needed to become a reality. Distortions, by the way, has some incredible animatronic, frightronic, prop characters for the 2023 Halloween season. I've gone over about half of them on my channel right now. There are even more on their website, and they're continuing to add more, such as the skull pile. But there are some really cool decorations this year, and Distortions always manages to add new and unique characters to their lineup. Not limited to a wizard and a tiki character. But the one I want to talk about in this video, and kind of segue into the rest of this video, is a frightronic by the name of Alien Parasite, which, similar to the alien character from the franchise named Alien, is somewhat of a face-hugger style character, but more in line to the 1950s style of cartoonish aliens. This alien shakes inside of a canister, and then the glass barricade is lowered only for this alien to jump out at unassuming guests. The animatronic is a fan favorite amongst Distortions fans for this year, myself included, as I think not only is it a fantastic scare and a really well-made piece, as Distortions always does, but it's also one heck of an alien, and Distortions really seems to always pull through with their alien animatronics and decorations, my favorite of which is the Roswell alien. Which leads me to my brief history of the alien as a Halloween monster. In the July of 1947, a supposed weather balloon crashed in Roswell, New Mexico, which we would all come to know as the infamous flying saucer incident. Ever since, aliens have been somewhat of a pop cultural icon, especially starting in the 1950s when horror filmmakers would make what I would call the atomic age of horror films, depicting giant bugs, creepy saucer men, and aliens from outer space. The era is not usually regarded as a high art era for cinema, but it is a great stepping stone in the world of monster entertainment and the designs of monsters overall. From this era, we've gotten many classic characters, such as the Mole People, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and the Metaluna Mutant, with other characters being consistent as well. It was also right after this time when popular television shows such as The Outer Limits and The Twilight Zone made extraterrestrials a pretty common occurrence in the world of horror and science fiction. Ever since, aliens have become a staple of the holiday of Halloween and pop culture, but they've started to change. Recently, aliens are seen as somewhat of a meme, being related to the LMAO craze, somewhat to do with drugs and neon lights, in addition to munchies. And I say all this to say that aliens have somewhat lost the creep factor that they once had with movies like Alien or The Thing. Aliens are different now. They are more aligned with the shapeshifter body horror than they are with little green men, and that Roswell depiction of the Zeta Reticuli, the supposed gray, big beady-eyed monsters that we've all come to know and hopefully love. That depiction has largely been changed by pop culture and memes and characters such as Little Mayo, who have translated aliens into what they are today. But I believe that aliens should remain, as they always have, a creepy, sinister monster. Why do I love aliens so much? Well, first and foremost, aliens are an underappreciated monster. They're unique, and they're different than most monsters. See, most monsters are scary. A werewolf jumping at you is scary. A vampire sucking your blood is scary. A zombie eating your brains is scary. Aliens, well, they're not really that scary per se, but they're a different type of scare. They're creepy. Creepiness has always been way more effective to me than outright scares. Seeing a clown rip its face off is frightening, sure, but it won't last with you very long. Seeing a strange type of cryptid-like character standing out in the woods behind your home and just disappearing into the darkness is creepy. It lingers with you. And for that reason, I think cryptids and aliens and things like Bigfoot, the Mothman, and so many other bizarre aliens have really caused me to be quite interested in this subculture of monster lore. Of course, my favorite depiction of aliens has always been the LGMs or the Roswell-style aliens, purely because they remind me of a simpler era in horror with atomic, giant, nuclear waste bugs and flying saucers and UFOs. Aliens have continued to remain relevant through shows like The X-Files, but they are not quite the same as they were. And I suppose my petition for this video is to bring some awareness to the love of aliens and to hopefully see more of them in the future. We have not gotten many alien props in terms of the holiday retail market. In fact, we've gotten only about a handful or so. In fact, I have most all of them, which is pretty surprising considering it's an entire sub-genre, sub-category of Halloween monster. There have been many great and many not-so-great alien props, and my hope is simply put that we see more. They don't all have to look like little green men, and that's the beauty of the alien. Aliens can look like an LGM or a Roswell man or a spaceman, but they can also look like a strange imp-like monster. They could be a shapeshifter. There are really endless possibilities to aliens and cryptids, and to me, that's why I find this subgenre of monster, really, in its own category, to be so fascinating and one that I love. I suppose as hauntformer, I will always be associated with aliens because, well, I talk about them a lot. But can you blame me? Just look at these guys. They're so creepy. Don't get abducted tonight. And remember, for all things Halloween, this is hauntformer.
Let's see here, what's going on here? Uh-oh, uh-oh.